What's up, North County? Welcome to the Morning Brew, and we are here on, let's see, what is today? Wednesday, right? Wednesday. We are here Wednesday with Terry Banish with the City of Atascadero.
Hi, how are you?
Visit
Atascadero.com.
Visit Atascadero.com. Well, actually, you wear many, many hats.
Yeah.
So
I got none on today.
Yeah, we'll get into that here, shortly. But welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
And so we appreciate you stopping in and sharing our morning brew and our coffee, and
especially after Halloween, right?
Right. I saw the picture that you and your husband posted.
Oh yeah.
Was that a real, or was
No,
that some sort of app?
Snapchat.
Okay.
Yeah. Go on Snapchat, take a picture, and you'll see all the different filters they have. It's just funny because it's so gross.
It was gross because I was like, oh my gosh.
I know, it's pretty scary.
Because I was like zooming it up. I'm like, is that real? Because you never know these days. When some people get really crazy for Halloween.
Yeah, they do.
And so, but you had the eyes, and I was just like, that's
creepy. The whole
creepy.
thing, yeah, it was pretty creepy. I thought so too. That's why I thought, this is perfect for Halloween.
Oh,
I was going to post
absolutely.
something way back from Paso Robles Main Street because I used to be on their promotions committee. And I, at the time, was pregnant with my daughter. And Jeff Orchid shared our office. This is back Tribune days. And I dressed up as a dirty old lady, and he was the dirty old man. And we won all of the awards. And I was going to post that. But then I'm like, no, I won't do that. It's just, anyway.
Right?
Yeah, flashing back. That was like almost 21 years ago, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happened? What went on in Atascadero yesterday for Halloween? Gosh, there was so much stuff. Tell me about it.
We had so much. We had your downtown trick or treat, so on Entrada, and of course the haunt was going on, and Russo's Spectacular House that was going on. So we had quite a few things, but trick or treat on Entrada has been going on for years, and just a lot of the kids came out and their families, and we have a costume contest for the kids. And Mayor Moreno was out there judging, along with the chamber. Phil was out there doing all the judging and stuff like that. Cozell with Atascadero State Hospital, anyway. And they had the pets that they were judging and the adults, family groups.
Wow.
So they had a lot of that going on. And then we had quite a few, a lot of, like 20 different vendors handing out candy. We had our Atascadero Fire and Emergency Services had their truck out there, and then they also had their Model A fire engine, which is the little, antique.
Because Entrada goes right to the fire department, right?
Yeah, it does essentially.
Close.
Yeah, they were on the other side of that on El Camino Real, but it was pretty cool. And then we had our Chevy 55 Chevy with the police department. So both were out, which was fun. It's fun to have that presence there, and all the kids love it. So,
was there a lot of kids and families there?
A lot of kids and families. It was probably, I don't know, through the course of the evening, it was over 1,000 people for sure. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was busy.
Crazy.
It was, and they had a little haunted house. And I got a hats off to Emily Goldstein with Bramble Pie Company. Amazing job she did. It's the Business Improvement District that puts it on, and they're, part of the Atascadero Chamber. And she did an amazing job. It's the businesses that come forward to do an event. So
and that's down the Entrada right there?
Yeah, down Entrada right there. And I had to go into her store and buy, she had a candy corn cheesecake. Oh my God.
Oh, boy.
It was amazing. So
where are they located at?
They're right on Entrada right there. Next to Farron Elizabeth. Farron also participated in it. It's kind of right there where you have Barley and Boar.
On the right side?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have, right up from that's Bramble Pie, and they are expanding. She's going to be having a Italian deli and bagel shop that'll be there. So it's going to be right next door to her Bramble Pie company. So yeah, a lot of good things happening.
So Entrada
downtown.
almost feels like an area like they did in San Luis, where they blocked, they basically they barricaded the ends.
Yeah.
So it's a walk.
You can, they did do that.
They did that down, I forget which street in San Luis, but, the restaurants, they have their tables out there.
Yeah.
And that's a really good idea. And I feel like Entrada would be a great source for that.
Yeah. Well, we won't do that anytime soon.
Well, just if you appoint me in any position there, that's my first step I'm going to do.
Okay,
is I'm going to block off Entrada, and it's just going to be the party area. Right there.
There you go. Well, we'll have a whole project going on with the downtown with our El Camino Corridor Enhancement Plan, which will be the one laying on each side of El Camino Real through downtown.
That's the parking spots, right?
Yeah, and that will start happening June of 2024.
Wow.
So that's in the works, and that will really make our downtown a downtown, because it used to be literally El Camino Real used to be your freeway, right? And then they put the freeway in, so it's not the freeway anymore. So it's how do we then create a downtown environment, and that's what we're doing with that plan. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of construction, but once we get through it, you'll forget that it ever happened.
So that's going to be one. That's going to be just now. El Camino will be one lane.
Yep, on each side,
north and south, right?
Yep, and that will be from Morro Road up to Rosario, where the police station is.
Okay.
And you get on the
so not very,
there.
not too far.
No, not huge.
Okay.
Far as that goes. A lot has gone into it. So a lot of planning has gone into it, and having a lot of public forums and outreach and all of that. So we're now ready to roll and excited about it. So then it'll be the next step involving everything, communicating every single day basically on what we're doing once it starts. So
now will those be metered? Or
no, we're not headed that direction yet. With
Okay.
the whole parking thing, no.
So still, it's just now you just let everybody absorb. We have parking down.
Yeah,
El Camino
we're
first.
adding like 130 parking spaces, I think is what it's ended up being. So, yeah.
Awesome.
We'll see what the real number ends up being, but it's right around that number. So
Very
give or
cool.
take a few.
And that doesn't start until this coming summer.
Yeah, June 2024.
And what's
after
the projection
school.
of that?
I haven't even asked that question, but they usually, when they start rolling, they go pretty quickly. I mean, the whole idea is to get it done in the summertime, and the weather's, everything
Hopefully.
on track,
Right.
weather and everything else. It should go pretty quickly. So
Wow.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm not even going to put a timeline out there, but that's the idea.
Because you guys have a lot of events around the Sunken Gardens that
sure
time
do.
too. So.
In my mind, it has to be done by cruising weekend, which is third weekend in August.
Oh my gosh.
But school has started by then, so my hope is that it happens in that time frame. And then Tamale Festival's in May, now May 4th, 2024, so it'll be in between those two, at least in my mind. But we're not doing it around that. We're doing it around school. So it's the whole school schedule, because
'cause the
when
school
school
down
starts,
out there.
it gets a
Gosh.
little hectic. So that's my right
cool.
now. That's my news
good.
on that until it changes.
So tell me about Boo at the zoo.
Zubu.
Zoo.
We just like to keep you.
I know. It's like a Brew at the zoo.
Yeah,
Anyways, so
it's
tell
okay.
me how that unfolded. How was that for you
That
guys?
went really well. We had quite a few families. I mean, it was pretty busy. It was packed. And we had a hay maze, we had a haunted house, all not too scary, type of things. So you could bring the little guys along, and just a lot of costumes and just a ton of fun. It went really well.
What was some of the costumes that? Because we did the trick or treating, or we didn't do the trick or treating. We'd go to my daughter's house, and the kids come up, and I'm kind of looking at the costumes, and I'm like going, there's like some old school, like teenage the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
I saw
Ninja
a bunch of
Turtles.
those, and I'm like, is that a thing now? It's like, because you always judge like the world based on these kids' costumes.
Right.
I think I saw one Barbie. I saw a lot of the Ninja Turtles. I saw a Woody. A lot of scary goblins and stuff like that. But
Yes.
there wasn't like one theme
Right.
of kids and costumes.
I agree, and we didn't have that either. And more or less, I mean, just from last night in my memory, because Zubu was on Saturday night. But in general, overall, I didn't see a lot of Mario, and I expected
did
a
see
lot
a
of Mario. I expected more than one or two. I mean, the Mario that I saw was at Home Depot. But yeah, not a lot of Barbie. I expected a lot more Barbie. I just did because of the movie and all
Right.
that. And there wasn't. It was more your witches and your cowboys and your dinosaurs that, the
the
little
blow up,
inflatable thing.
those are cool.
Unicorns. Just trying to think of the different, but just the
your typical
normal,
kid.
the Flintstones. We had a really cute group dressed up as the Flintstones. I thought that was fun. It just wasn't a whole lot of what I had anticipated. I saw Incredibles, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Because Incredibles, to me it wasn't the most recent movie.
Right. It's
type
a
thing.
couple years back.
Yeah, a couple years back. So, but it was super cute. I mean, we had our Halloween party was amazing. We had the fire department show up all dressed up as police officers. Super funny. If you
that's
want to
funny.
see pictures, go to Atascadero Police Department page, because they were like, imitation is the purest form of flattery.
I saw that.
And it was classic. It was like with the donuts around their necks and just, acting like the police officers.
Oh, that's
So we
funny.
got a kick out of that. And then we were dressed up as Marvel, as Black Widow. That was fun with the red wig, trying to figure that out. So who else do we have? Our Public Works Department dressed up as Roadkill. So they were each different animals, because that's what Public Works does.
How far did they go with that one?
They
didn't
had
go
the
too
wheelbarrow.
gruesome?
They didn't go too gruesome,
Okay.
but they had a couple deer in the crowd, and they ended up winning. It was really cool. It was just fun to watch us dress up in different things, because it's what
You guys
we
have a
do.
lot of fun down there, huh?
We do.
I mean, it
We
seems like
definitely do.
between you guys and the chamber group, and there's
Yeah.
there's so many different groups, and it just like seems like it's like a big party of of greatness and fun. You guys
Yeah.
just your
have a ton of
gala,
fun.
there's just different
Yeah.
things that you guys do down there.
And we're a great group, like family, like city family. I mean, the city of Atascadero has so many, just everyone's so awesome. It's such a friendly place to be. And when we were developing our brand for Visit Atascadero, that came through loud and clear. What do we look like? What do we smell like? What do we act like? It's all those things that bring in a brand. And it's just, we're very hometown, classic Americana. We have, coming home and kind of Norman Rockwell, smell of hamburgers. We got Sylvester's, you have that going on. Lavender, a lot of lavender going on in Atascadero.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool to hone that in. So, but just friendly, always friendly came through first and foremost. And, people care a lot, and it's awesome to be a part of that. So,
And is everybody within the city hall, that building? I mean, is all the groups? Does everybody work in that?
we all office out of there pretty much. We have our Public Works, we have our finance administration, administrative offices, we have your planners, and all your inspectors. Those folks in community development are there, and we have the city manager's office and Public Works and Fire. And Fire also has Fire Station 1, so we have a whole thing going on with Fire and remodeling Fire Station 1 and doing all those things. So those are coming up soon. So it's
Now, could we ever do a tour
Yeah,
in there with What's Up North
absolutely.
County? And because it's really cool in there. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a beautiful building.
the one thing I will say is I don't know how people, because like when I go in there and we're talking as we're walking, I can't
Yeah.
hear anything because it's just like echoing through my
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself going, how does people like do this on a daily basis? And I'm just walking
Yeah.
behind you going, yeah, and I have no idea what you're saying because it's going,
Yeah,
through the
it's
tall
very
ceiling.
echoey. I think you get used to it like anything else when you're in an office like that. My office is echoey too. I mean, it's not. It's all like that because of the high ceilings.
Yeah, but
and
it's really
things.
cool. I
Yeah,
mean, just sit
it's
there
pretty
and stare
cool.
up at and just think like, yeah, I know they redid it, after
Thank
the
goodness they
earthquake and
redid
stuff.
it because it does definitely have a sway to it when the earthquake happens.
Yeah.
Like we haven't had a major earthquake, but we've had a little bit here and there, and it's like, oh, here we go.
Oh, it goes
You
like
can
that?
feel it rolling a little because that's by design. It's
Right,
supposed to
sure.
give a little.
Do you feel like it's haunted?
I've had some experiences that I don't know, might be something there, but
You gotta get
they
Ghostbusters.
leave me alone.
Yeah.
As long as they're leaving me alone, I'm good.
Well, after those pictures that you and your husband posted, and
I
of
know.
course they're
They
probably
will leave
afraid of
me
you.
alone. I know exactly. It's fun. That's
cool.
Those are fun filters to use.
Well, it is. Oh, it's 8:00. Let's
Time
let's take a
flies.
commercial real quick,
Okay.
and then we'll come back and we'll talk about some more stuff with Atascadero and everything that's happening, and your
Sounds
new
good.
role with
Yes.
Atascadero. We'll go from there. So we will
Okay.
be right back to the Morning Brew.
We don't just serve it up, we roast it, distill it, brew it, craft it, crank it, bake it, make it, perfect it, cure it, paint it, live it, breathe it, and then we serve it up. All in Atascadero.
Welcome back to the Morning Brew, guys. We are here with City of Atascadero, Terry Banish, and we're going to talk about her new role in the City of Atascadero, which is
Director of Community Services and Promotions.
Awesome.
And a lot of what I was already doing, but I also now have responsibility of the zoo, and I'm excited about that. And working with them on all the different things we have going on. We have a lot that we're up to that I'll unveil later.
and the zoo is really that local, diamond that,
Yes.
When people move here, 41, you literally have to be going towards Morro Bay to even run, stumble upon it, and we live in such a fast lane these days.
Yeah, we do.
And you almost have to drive by things to recognize it or remember it or, see it for even that matter. But, the zoo is so awesome. We took my grandson there a few weeks back, and I haven't been there in that, aspect in many, many years. Went to the, Brew at the zoo, different aspect.
Yeah, different audience.
Yeah, and so it was so cool because all the animals were out. I think we went at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock or something like that.
Perfect.
So they were out there feeding
Yeah.
them. There were a lot of movement, a lot of activity. The tiger was out, which we sat there for a long time. I was probably more mesmerized than my grandson because I'm like just thinking of this, this big head, this jaw, and just.
Oh, I know.
But it was really cool. It was really clean.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the red panda.
Yeah, that's a nice
I finally
exhibit.
found out what a bear cat was.
Yep.
Because we were talking about that on the show several months ago. About what's a bear cat?
Yes.
It's like I don't know. It's like a cat, bear. So sure enough, it's
really
right there in
a
front of
real
me.
deal.
Yeah.
And it's called a bitterong.
Yeah.
So it's one of those animals that you don't hear of too often, but a true bear cat. So yeah.
And so tell me again. So it's one of 256 accredited zoos across the nation. What makes it accredited? What makes it so prestigious?
So out of 3,000 zoos in the United States, only 256 are accredited, and we're one of them. And we have basically it's a real big focus on conservation and preservation of the animals, and extinct animals are nearing extinction. And what we do is we're working with different zoos that are accredited. They have top-notch maintenance programs of their zoos and their animals and their feeding and all of the things they do, down to breeding. So we have turtles, and we have a huge turtle lab that we have that isn't open to the public, but you'll see some of our turtles out on display and that sort of thing in the exhibits. But we have like 6 radiated tortoises, and those radiated tortoises are near extinction. And so these programs, we will take one radiated tortoise and trade it with another radiated tortoise in another part of the United States.
Just
get
like
one
moving
back.
them around?
And different breeding programs where we send animals out, they come to us, is that sort of thing too, to make sure that they don't become extinct. So all of our programs, and then the way we have our exhibits and the way everything is laid out at the zoo is very specific. Like Mendaru, the Malayan tiger, he came to us when he was 1 year old. He's about 15 years old now. And tigers in general, they don't like to be with other tigers. They don't like big spaces. So we're able to have a tiger, given what the parameters are, to have an animal like that. And really, kind of with the conservation efforts that we have out there, some of these animals, if they go back out in the wild, that's a whole different, type of animal, species that we have. But there's a lot to the zoo, a lot more to a little 5-acre zoo that we have that makes it accredited. And it's all of those pieces that make it happen. So you'll never see us have an elephant or a giraffe. We just don't have the acreage for it. So that will never happen unless we, like we were talking earlier, like Atascadero Lake will be like the only way you can make that happen, and we're not going to do that. So,
big alligator farm.
Yeah, alligator farm. Yeah, we have an alligator. We have Wally, and he's pretty chill in his little.
There's not much excitement with the alligator.
Yeah, they don't do a whole lot. They like to sunbathe a lot. That's kind of. But he's in a great space for him. And then the flamingos. We had taken on quite a few of the flamingos from the Hollywood racetrack when they closed Hollywood racetrack in Hollywood, California. We got their flamingos, and they're the Caribbean flamingos. And basically, once we pulled them over to us and we put them up in the front where the waterfall is, they started really breeding. Like, they were really happy in that space. So we've had a continual breeding going on with our flamingos, and it's fun to have those birds and have them so content in their habitat. And anyhow, it's pretty interesting.
Well, you got you're talking. You got the spider monkey,
Yep.
which he just cruises solo there.
He does. He's happy.
Yeah, and then right next to that one is another monkey breed.
Yeah, we have the marmosets,
Okay.
the little guys,
Right.
are right there. And then we have the lemurs. We have two different sets of lemurs. We have the ringtail lemur, and then we have, and I'm not sure what these other lemurs are specifically, what their names are, but yeah, and that's the whole Madagascar. So we focus on biodiverse hotspots. So Madagascar is a biodiverse hotspot, Indo-Burma, California. So we focus on the ones that are specific to us, Central America, and then we kind of pull in the animals that way. So it's pretty cool.
And I highly recommend. Like I said, the zoo was just such a cool atmosphere. It was nice and clean.
Yeah.
The cages weren't all nasty. It wasn't all like, I mean, I like the bamboo. Bamboo that wraps you around, because you can see the red panda from top.
Yes.
Or you can, go around the bamboo, which the bamboo walk just in its own is kind of a cool path into the jungle, it feels like.
Yeah, exactly. And it's designed that way to make it where they are in their exhibit is their element of what their real terrain would be. So, and it's a great exhibit because they can really cruise around and, be in that space. And we have a lot of birds. We have a ton of birds. I know birds aren't as exciting for everybody, but the birds that we have are pretty specific to the different biodiverse hotspots that we recognize at the zoo. So, yeah.
Well, very awesome. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank
and
you.
That's a new hat for you.
That's a new hat. So I got a lot to learn and share. And we have a lot of different ideas and things that we'd like to work on. And accreditation is a big deal. And we've been accredited for 30 years, and we're coming upon accreditation again. So it's every 5 years we're reaccredited. So it's a big thing to do.
Now, does the park? You don't do anything with the park. The park.
Atascadero Lake Park.
Well, yeah, because
I promote it.
Okay, because that's a really cool. Like I said, we went there and then we walked to the park. We went over to the jungle gym area. We went over to. Looks like they're redoing the pier.
Yes,
and
that's almost done.
Over
so
on
once we
that
put
side?
the railings in, that thing it's so we redid the whole entire ramp area and pathways over by Atascadero Pier at the lake park. So you'll be able to fish out there once we get the railings in, and where the Mr. Putter's boathouse is with the paddle boats. That's a big thing to go out on the lake. So that lake is great. It's 1.1 miles around, and a lot of people come out and walk their dogs, and they fish out there. The national, oh my goodness, California Fishing Game, sorry. They restock that lake a couple times a year. So it's really cool to be able to go out there and
they
fish.
put some feeders in there, and they put some
cool.
edible, not edible. I guess.
Well, you can catch and release, or you can catch and keep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that sort of thing. So they restock
And
it.
that's really cool when they sit there and drop that. All these fish are just jumping out. It's kind of crazy.
It's so cool to watch when
So-
they put them in. Yeah, but it's a really, that whole area you could spend a full day out there, big time. And you have your Veterans Memorial out there, and you have your bandstand, and we do our concerts out there, and a lot of barbecue rentals and reservations. If you're looking to have, birthday party or whatever, even the Zoo Garden Event Center that's right next to the zoo, it's a part of the zoo. If you want it to be, if you're wanting to do a private party or event, you definitely can do that at the Zoo Garden Event Center, and you can rent it for a birthday party if you would like to too. We do a lot of zoo camps there. Then you have the pavilion on the lake, so again, another venue to use for weddings and meetings and all kinds of things like that. So
yeah. My goodness.
Yep.
So there's another hat for you on your many hat wall of
fame.
What you do with the city of Atascadero.
Yeah.
So we've got we've got tomorrow is the first Friday, right?
Yes, we do.
So I pulled that up, and I actually pulled it up at the beginning of the week to talk about, because I was like, I'm not even going to attempt to. I will slaughter the name of this. So I'm going to let you talk about our First Fridays.
We'll talk about First Fridays. So we have Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. And this came to me as an idea from Super Fiesta Market in Atascadero. They're fairly a new market. They're down next to, Guest House Grill. on the south side of town, and Central Coast Distillery separately. They had these ideas. And so Anna and Eric Olson, who run Central Coast Distillery, which is Forager Spirits, they're like, we should do some sort of like what we used to do, Taco Day on Traffic Way, but maybe we call it something different. And it's like, then we had this whole idea come up. And so those two are getting together this first Friday. Super Fiesta is going to have food for people to purchase. And then Central Coast Distillery will have spirits that will align with whatever the food is. And Eric's amazing at that. That's what he does best. Unhinged Wine Bar next door is going to have they're going to have specials with 805 cerveza, like $5 cerveza. They're also going to have $5 chips and salsa. Like everybody's jumping on board with the whole theming of Day of the Dead. We'll have a strolling mariachi band, Mexicanissimo mariachi band. Will be coming in for that. Carbon 6 Wine Bar is going to be doing stuff. Plus they have food there that they'll pair with the whole theming. We have Kula Vineyards. They'll be having Chaco's Mexican Grill out in front, and theming along with that, they're going to have wine margaritas. They're going to have sangria. So a good time to come down. And then over at the plaza, next to La Plaza and across from Sunken Gardens, right there where the high school tunnel is.
Okay.
We'll have Aaron and the Earthquakes, and they'll be performing their regular rock and roll and covers and stuff like that. We'll have Bear City Social food truck out there as well. And then we will also have the Folklorico dancers out of Paso Robles come and perform in the very beginning to kick everything off. And then we'll have Freckles the Clown out there with face painting and whole Day of the Dead theme of face painting. Chop Shop, can't forget anybody, right? So Chop Shop will have specials as well. So, and that's a lot of fun if you haven't experienced Chop Shop there at La Plaza. Is pretty fun. They have the throwing of the axe, and you can do different games and things like that. So yeah, it'll be a good time. So Friday
And what time does that kick off?
5:30.
5:30, and typically goes till...
It'll go until whenever. Really.
So there's really no set cutoff time.
No, I mean the band will end at 7:30, but it's not, as far as that goes. But
and it's projected to be a nice, evening, like it has been. It's been kind of warm.
Yeah,
exactly. Atascadero Greyhounds have a bye this week,
which makes it even more so.
So there you go.
Down,
so come down and party before the Greyhounds continue their undefeated season.
Celebrate the Greyhounds because they're doing a great job, and it's perfect time for the local residents to come down. And even Specs by Kyla, she'll be having something special with her sunglasses and a new line of glasses that she has. And then you have Raconteur Room's going to be on board with doing some specials. And Traffic Records, they'll probably be spinning records, Ancient Owl Bottle Shop. Everybody jumps on. So it'll be a good time. And
it's a great draw. The downtown area, obviously with the big building. Now, there's no apartments on top of that. People live up there?
People live there.
Really?
And I think there's a couple of short-term rentals as well that you can, if you're coming in as a tourist, you want to do something different, be downtown and have that vibe. It's really cool to have.
Wow. And then the Carlton just sold.
Yep, Carlton has a new owner, Kamal Patel, and they have amazing plans for the hotel and a lot of renovation that they're planning during the El Camino Real Corridor Enhancement Project that we have going on. June 2024 is when their timing is going to be for renovation. And everybody's in sync, so it's a cool thing to be.
If you have any pull with them at all, can you have them bring back like the all-you-can-eat crab legs?
There you go.
That's the only thing that I'm really shooting for. Anybody in the North County.
There you go.
If anybody in the North County, please, if you have all-you-can-eat crab legs, just email me, 805-391-4455, text us. Just let us know because I missed that.
Yeah, you'll have to, it's the Rotary thing. You'll have to have Rotary do more of their crab feeds.
Yeah. Do they do that?
They do crab feeds. I know Atascadero does, and so does Paso. So you got to give it up for Rotary on that.
I'm gonna have to get involved with them so that way I know.
There you go. And one quick thing, Holiday Boutique is on Saturday.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Lake Park and Pavilion on the Lake. Get your holiday shopping going. This is a very unique opportunity to buy for that hard person to buy for yourself. You might find some specials there, but it's 50 vendors and everything is handmade. That's a prerequisite to be a part of that. And that's from 10 to 3. It will be right outside the Pavilion on the Lake in Atascadero Lake Park, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend. So
yeah, you pretty much hit everything that was on my list here to talk about.
There you go.
Right there. So
I'm trying.
Handmade items, which is that's what for me. I like when you go to these craft fairs. I like when they're handmade.
Yeah.
anybody can buy stuff on Amazon or whatever and be like, and then
Exactly.
resell it. And then you go to this booth and it's the same as that booth, especially when you go into like the, some of like these country western, themed,
Yeah.
craft shows.
Yeah.
And they're all the same. It's the same purse. That purse, oh, it's cheaper over there. It's the exact same. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's
But
nice
like
where
the
you can have
handcrafted ones
unique.
are really cool because obviously somebody has put their time, their effort, their imaginations into making these.
Yep.
Like there was a gal in Paso that made these wind chimes, but they were out of gourds.
Oh wow, that's
gourds.
way cool.
And it had a like a drum bottom. And then up through the middle is like this, like those springs, like on the screen doors, it
Yeah.
comes slamming back and, smashing your finger because it's a slingshot. But this thing, you just flick it and it vibrates, through the thing
Oh,
and it
wow.
makes this eerie, sound with this gourd. It's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
And so
I'll have
I
to
was
look
talking,
for that.
Yeah, so she was at the it was the Cowgirl
Speckled
Christmas
hens okay, I know what you're talking about.
Cowgirl Christmas.
Yeah, Cowgirl
Yeah, she's
Christmas.
from the valley.
Gotcha.
But anyways, that was a long way around to say I like the
Yeah,
handcrafted
it's
stuff.
cool to find really unique items.
Yeah,
So
and you got the holidays. We just finished Halloween, so now we got Thanksgiving coming up. So now we've got the 2 months. We've got the
November
60-day blast to Christmas time too.
Yeah.
So Terry, it's 8:20. Let's take another break real quick.
Okay.
And we have a few more things to chat about.
Okay.
And so we will come right back to the Morning Brew with Terry Banish.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Welcome back to the Morning Brew, and we are here with Terry Banish with the City of Atascadero. Visit Atascadero, the zoo, everything and anything else you can think of, she does. Right?
Atascadero, yes, I do. Well, I do a lot.
Yeah, you do a lot.
But I have a great team, and I couldn't do all the stuff I do without Public Works, Recreation, everybody. I mean, it takes a whole village to do all the things we do in Atascadero. So, which is exciting. We do have a Atascadero Fall Fest coming up, and I wanted to mention that before we end today, and that is the carnival, where we have the Ferris wheel and the swings. And
The big thing.
yeah, there's I think 14, 15 rides. They've added rides. They've added the carnival experience too. So that is November 17th, 18th, and 19th. So you'll want to mark your calendars and be out there for that. It kicks off Friday night at 4 o'clock the 17th, and it goes through Saturday and Sunday from 12 noon until 12 midnight. So it's ongoing, acts and things like that. There's 32 bands. They have a couple headliners with Brass Mash, Molly Ringwald. There's another band too, but just go to visitatascadero.com for all of our events. We have quite a few different events that we're doing things a lot, and any city or city-sponsored events are on visitatascadero.com. That's how that website works, but it's...
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter.
Yeah.
Well, Terry, thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
for
on.
having me.
We really
I
appreciate it.
appreciate-
I always
yeah.
feel like we should have you on every week or every other week.
No, we
just
don't
to-
want to bore people too much.
Well,
so.
because you guys got so much stuff going on.
Yeah, we
You
do.
know, I mean,
We can bring
really,
in other people.
And we live in that fast-paced life, the fast lane, that we have to be reminded. I speak almost for myself. I have to, you'll tell me about this Fall Fest, and then 3 weeks from now I'll be like, wonder when that's at.
Yeah.
I'll just forget. Just because we live in this fast-paced world, that it's just we have to be reminded.
Exactly.
Constantly, or put a stamp up on the wall. That you probably don't even look at.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it's true, and everybody's doing a lot of things these days as well, so it is hard to keep up with.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in and
you.
sharing about everything that's happening in Atascadero, and congratulations on your new role there in Atascadero as well.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks for tuning in to What's Up North County Morning Brew, guys, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you guys following us, like us, share us, love us. We got YouTube as well, which we're going to have some pretty cool shows over there. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wines, Wine Travelers Hideaway, Rancho Sestero Meat Cutting, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, Hanson Enterprises, El Red Rooster, Pacific 805 Spas, Story Termite and Pest Control, 5-Star Rain Gutters, Airflow Filter Services, Kennedy Club Fitness, Borhone Auto Center, and Paso Robles Furniture, guys. Thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Veux-tu danser avec moi?
Hi, welcome to Kennedy Club Fitness, where we have something for everyone. We have weights, cardio, group exercise classes, racquetball, basketball, swimming, and pickleball coming soon. Here at Kennedy, we're committed to health, wellness, and community. Stop by any of our 4 locations: Paso Robles, Atascadero, San Luis Obispo, and Arroyo Grande, or check out our website at kennedyclubs.com.
We don't just serve it up, we roast it, distill it, brew it, craft it, crank it, bake it, make it, perfect it, cure it, paint it, live it, breathe it, and then we serve it up. All in Atascadero.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today. We can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers.